Shalom, Yeshabala. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along to Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens, but the line and fell side goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is brother you call Ahmad from the branch of Great Millstone LA camp. Back to the video, and today's video will be entitled "For Whatsoever Things Were Written aforetime were written for our learning." I'm just gonna go on some precepts and Lord willing, brothers and sisters out there, be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because we often read the scriptures, and the scriptures are the book of life. The Bible is the book of life, and within within the scriptures is written the different accounts of our righteous forefathers and the wicked as well on how they conducted themselves in life. And the Lord gave us examples on what to be and what not to be. And today I'll be addressing that in this lesson. And I'm going to start from the book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse 4. And it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning." Yeah, so the things that were written in the scriptures aforetime in the ancient times, they were written for our learning, so we can learn from them. Learn from the good deeds our forefathers did and how they pleased the Lord, and also the wicked deeds we can learn from them, on how we shouldn't conduct ourselves. You see, it says that we do patience, which patience means to suffer, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, because the scriptures is the comforter, and it gives us hope that, Lord willing, if we continue to endure to the end, that, we will get delivered, and I'm going to go into 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. It says, "Avoid Israel's mistakes. Moreover, brethren, I will not that you should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud. All our forefathers, the Israelites, were under the cloud in the wilderness. After, our forefathers got delivered from ancient Egypt. And that cloud is a chariot, a so-called UFO. It says, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And they all eat the same spiritual meat, and they all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Yahweh Shai." So, Yahweh Shai was always with us. He was with us in that huge chariot, man. He was in that chariot, guiding us through the wilderness, man. It says, "But with many of them Yahweh was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness." Yeah. So with many of our forefathers, Yahweh Shai wasn't pleased, because they were constantly going off, in the wilderness. They were constantly talking mess to Moses and Aaron, just bringing up just a lot of things, a lot of bad things happening in the wilderness, man, amongst the wicked of our forefathers. It says, "Now these things were for our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted." Because you can read that account in Numbers 11. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is what they was lusting after. It says, let's see, verse 11, Numbers 11 and 4. It says, in the mixed multitude was the heathen nations that followed our people after we got delivered out of the ancient Egypt. So this mixed multitude, these were heathen nations. That was among them, among the Israelites, full of lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, "Who shall give us flesh to eat?" So this evil spirit that hopped on this mixed multitude hopped on Israel, and they was lusting after flesh. Because remember, all the 40 years our forefathers was in the wilderness, we were eating manna, which had all the nutrients, all the benefits that we had to sustain our body while living in the wilderness. You know, it said we remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our souls dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. So they were being ungrateful, man. They got tired of eating the same thing. They started complaining to Yahweh about Shimon side, man. That's another thing too. When the Lord doesn't give us. Sometimes the Lord just give us what we need. We're not gonna have what sometimes we're not gonna have everything we want all the time. But just because we don't have the things that we want, don't mean you're supposed to, you know, complain to the Lord, man. You know, as long as we got our daily bread, our daily necessities to keep continue to have our program, prosper. That's all that matters, man. You know, it says, so yeah, so they were lusting uh, after uh, after meat. You know, it says verse 7. It says, "Neither be I ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play." Yeah, because our people, they were idolaters. They was worshiping other idols, other gods. Because when Moses, when you go into that account, Moses was in Mount Sinai um, for 40 days. And during that time period, he was getting the laws and commandments. And the Lord told Moses to go down, and then he seen, the wicked of our people worshiping the golden calf, man. You know, and they would, when it says sat down to eat and drink, rose up to play, meaning, partying and bullshit. Which is nothing wrong with, to celebrate, and have a drink and eat. It's nothing wrong with that, but they were doing that in the name of another god. You know, they were doing this in wicked means. So, that's what they was doing, man. And they commanded Aaron to build the golden calf. It says, "Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed and fell in one day 320,000." So 23,000 Israelites got destroyed in that one account. And that account is found in Numbers 25. When the wicked Israelites, they were worshiping Baal Peor, and they were, committing whoredom. As it says, the people began, in Israel bold and Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab, man. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. So Jake was going off, you know, and this led to 23,000 Israelites being put to death, man. You know, and Phineas, Wes can read the whole account. I'm just summarizing it, because I don't want to make the lesson too long, but brothers can go to the account, but I'm just going to read verse 7. It says, "And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it," because I saw verse 6. "And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brother a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust them, both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel, and those that died in the plague were 24,000. Now this, it wasn't wicked, the fact that this Israelite had a heathen woman as a concubine. That wasn't wicked. It was wicked because he was having sex with her in the name of their God. That was wicked. So that's why they got judged. You know. So this is our account. Apostle Paul reverence. It said 23,000, but it says right here 23,000, but it said in Numbers 25, 24,000. So it was just a lot of Israelites that died. Because of fornication and adultery. Because our people's committing spiritual adultery on the Most High by worshiping other gods. that the God at that time, Baal Peor. You know, it says verse 9, "Neither let us tempt Yahweh Shai, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed as serpents." You know, the brazen serpent, that account. It's I think it's in Exodus. Let's see. Yeah, that's in Numbers 21. You know, when the Israelites, when they were they were complaining to the Lord, and the Lord sent fiery serpents upon them, and the Lord commanded Moses to build a brazen serpent. Whoever looked upon a brazen serpent would heal. And so that's what was going on. Jake was, you know, being wicked towards the Lord, and they were being destroyed by serpents, you know, by snakes. It says, "Neither murmur you," and as some of them also murmured and were destroyed or destroyed. So yeah, that's another thing. We can't be talking shit, about to the Lord, man, and because that's the Lord tries when we're on our low point. So we can't um, we can't charge the Most High foolishly with our lips, man, as it says in Job. Because even with Job, when he was in a lower state, he didn't charge the Most High foolishly, man. He didn't, start complaining to the Lord and why are you doing this to me, and you know, he didn't have that spirit, man. So that's the same thing with us. We had to be, you know, are we gonna get them thoughts? Yes. I'm not saying we're not gonna get them thoughts. Yes, we're gonna get them thoughts, but we can't, verbally, um, we can't exercise those thoughts in our actions, you know. So, because that will cause us to be defiled before the Lord, So we gotta, like I said, we gonna get them wicked thoughts, man. We in this flesh, we not perfect, and we know Satan trying to, tempt us all the time. Spirit of even Satan. But as long as we keep discipline and apply the scriptures, then we good, you know, and not charging the Most High foolishly, man. You know, murmur, it says grumble, say anything against in a low tone. Uh, one who confers secrets together, of those who discontinually complain. Yeah, so we're not supposed to do that with the Lord, man. You secretly mumbling against the Lord. Oh, I hate the Lord did that for me. Why the Lord do this? Like why do it this way? We can't be like that. You know, so now all these things happen unto them for examples and samples, and they are written for our admonition. Admonition meaning warning upon whom the ends of the world are come. So all these accounts are written for our warnings, man. So we gotta take heed as we build. As the scripture say, take heed on how you build. So we gotta build correctly through the true names of Yahweh Shemashah, true doctrine. We gotta make sure we have a good report amongst men and the most high first and foremost, and then men. Because all your deeds really matters when you're off camera, when no one is seeing you. That's when you get tried the most, when no one is seeing you. Because how Jake is, you can put on the act when you're amongst men, but how are you, when you're not amongst men, when you're off camera? So that's when it really matters. So we gotta be mindful and examine ourselves. I just end off on that. You know, yeah, that's the 2 Corinthians 13, 13 to 5, I believe. Yep, it says examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith. Yeah, so we gotta, put the mirror in our face, in our own face, and examine ourselves. Examine. It's from the Greek word parazo, uh, which means let's see, it's to try, make trial or test for the purpose of asserting his quality or what he thinks or how he will behave himself. Let's see. Let's look up a definition on Google. See what it says. So let's inspect something or someone or something in detail to determine the nature or condition. Right. And we apply that to us. So because we, like a basketball, often says, we are our worst enemy. So we have to examine ourselves, whether we be in the faith, because prove your own self and test your own self. Know you're not your own selves, because we all know ourselves, man. We all know our flaws. No one knows you better than you, of course, except Yahweh Bashimo Shai. But as a man, no one knows us as we know our own selves. No one knows us more than we know our own selves. You know, uh, in man sense. You know, so it says, "No, you're not. No, you're not. Your own selves how that Yahweh Shai Mashak is in you, except you be reprobates." So we don't want to be reprobates, man. A demon being a demon in truth, just a man that's void of wisdom, void of discernment, you know. Uh, it's from the Greek word adokimos. It's not standing the test, not approved, unfit for, spurious, reprobate, that which does not prove itself, such as its thought. So, yeah, we don't want to be, it says worthless, castaway, rejected, reprobate, so unapproved. So we don't want to be that in the face. We don't want to be those definitions to the Lord, man. We don't want the Lord to look at us as a rejected individual, unapproved, a worthless individual, man. So we gotta examine ourselves what we fall short of, and then just continue to abound and get better. So yeah, I just want to make a lesson on that. Lord willing, I was edified. Till next time, Shalom.